Now this is part 2, featuring Commander Brown.
Crazy.
You ain't do none of Diddy's parties.
I did not.
Don't.
No Diddy time.
Man, you good,
Don't
fam.
go.
You knew what you
Not
no,
like me.
I can't be that, fam.
No, I can't.
Like, I'm not ready to see all that.
So how many gigs have you turned down where you just knew it wasn't gonna be your fit?
Oh, you know what? They do that on their own. They don't come to us with that because they understand. Like we have a contract, and our contract is a cease. First of all, I got to pay up front, and there's a cease and desist clause, right? And that's if you do anything immoral or illegal, right? And inappropriate, that's not legal as well, but anything immoral as well, like to children or your woman, it's because you're paying us. To me, you could beat your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever. You can't do that around us.
Right.
Now I'm going to stop you. We're also going to, if it's something illegal, we're going to turn you in right now. So you can't even have us around that. And a lot of dudes who want to hire bodyguards or protective service, they want to be able to do illegal things with you. No, we don't do that. We don't transport anything. We don't move anything. We don't.
He said, "This is not Sons of Anarchy."
Listen, when you give us your car to move around the block, you say, "Can you guys just put my car from here to there?" Yeah, we sure can. We're gonna check every inch of that car before we even move. We wear gloves too, but we're gonna check. We got a video statement saying what you want us to do with the car. Move it over here. Okay, you're the owner of the car. Right.
I mean,
and then we check every inch of that car, and then we're gonna drive it over there and park it like you said.
Yeah, 50
we want
Cent
to be
moved
proven that we didn't damage the car.
But I'm talking about you talking about 50 Cent. That's a lot of protection for that brother right there, man.
Yeah.
Because you look at his documentary, you be like, damn, they was coming for dog, and he's still up there, but it's like they wasn't stopping.
Yeah. He's a really smart guy, man. We were in all over. I got a chance to travel with him overseas, and his cousin is fabulous.
50 Cent's cousin is fabulous? Never knew that.
Nope, that's a secret.
That's a good family right
We
there.
know now.
Yeah,
I get it now.
super professional guy. Now you
It
get
makes sense.
And
Fabulous, a good guy.
Yeah.
But when you start
Fab
looking
back
at
in
all
the
the stars and who they related to, and you
Fab.
start seeing like, duh.
And Fab was such a cool guy, man. Let me tell you something. We were in Switzerland, and these people like rap music that are adults. So imagine like 15 or 20 Europeans in Switzerland, and they are like in their 40s and 50s, right? Yeah. They're all in suits, like professionals. They are waiting for Fab in the rain because they won't let him in this hotel.
That's crazy.
Right? It's an upscale hotel. They won't let you even stand there. Even though you're in a suit, you can't stand in there. You got to be outside. It's raining. It's cold. And these people waiting for hours to see Fab. Yeah. So, we bring him in. I go inside, and they're like, please, Fabulous, Fabulous, screaming his name, Fabulous. He's looking at them like, these old people, oh my God.
Like, y'all be listening to
But they're so upset, like, please. And then he looks at me and says, you know what? Let's let him know. I'll meet with him. So he goes and signs all of them, takes pictures with them. Super nice, man. And he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
He went out of his way for these fans. And these people are old people, man. I remember I was sitting there like, in United States, if you're 40, 50 years old, you might like Fab, but you're not going to go stand out there in the rain, stand for 10 pictures.
Come on, they still looking at David Hasselhoff as a star, like when he goes into the Switzerland.
But
30,000 people, man.
But it makes sense,
He's
man.
huge in Germany.
But this Fab was huge everywhere. Right. We were all, and 50 Cent, unbelievable. This is back in 2003. Every single venue we went to was sold out.
Wow.
I mean, Ireland. We went to Denmark. We were in Oslo, Norway. We were in, Ireland, Scotland. I didn't know it was a big thing.
Scotland.
But see, this like this now.
Germany, Italy. The women went crazy. Were fighting the police. Just to be with the T-shirt boy. They didn't care any of the rap, anybody on the staff. They want to be with any of us. And the police came, searched my room. They were like, "We know you have girl in here." I was like, "No, I do not have girl in here." Let us search then. I was like, "No problem, search." They were like, "He's got to have girl." The T-shirt boy is missing teeth. He had a girl.
So how is it now?
He had missing teeth. T-shirt boy. He had girls there.
Because if you,
I didn't mess with the group.
If you go on tour with somebody right now, I feel like your popularity and fame is so up there. Yeah, like I kind of this is real how I look at it. It was a Piston game we was all at one day.
Yeah.
Ironically, shout out Polo Frost. I saw Polo Frost there, Commander Brown, and I was there. And it's so funny. I was coming out from the seats. We was coming up from it was the floor thing they had where they did the draft party.
Yeah.
So we were all on the floor. We coming up. Dude was like, "Oh, Rod, let's get a picture for the gram." Cool, I'll take a pitch. I see Commander Brown. I'm like, "Oh, fam." I go talk to him. Then he's like, "1 second." somebody come up to him taking a picture, and I'm just like, yo, this is crazy because it seemed like even if you was there to protect somebody,
No, I can't.
like it's you two up there yourself now.
Yeah, no, I can't go to Pistons game like around the time people are out there
Yeah, facts.
because I can't get from point A to point B.
Oh, I seen
It's
it.
literally like the crowd just keeps coming. There's no stop. I mean, I didn't realize it was that big a deal. This social media thing's so crazy.
Yeah.
They started hiring me to do sneaker things. I didn't know sneaker things were a thing. They were like, we have a sneaker con, sneaker this, sneaker that.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Sneaker con.
I was like, yeah. I was like, $1,000 an hour. They were like, oh, that's it? Okay. I was like, oh, I should have said 5,000.
No fact.
Man, what's wrong with me? No, I do. I said 5,000 now. So, but I was $1,000. They were like, no problem. We want you 5 hours. I was like, and the flight and everything. They flew me to Jersey, to St. to Austin, Texas, and something else, California.
You see
And
Ty Mopkins up in there?
I saw him. One of them. Yeah.
Ty, man,
I
that's
see
a
it.
good dude.
Yeah,
man.
super positive. I've known
He's
him for
back
years.
with us from the River Rock, man. So, like,
That's
you
right.
talk like 20 years ago,
Yeah.
where you were then versus now, and you still seeing everybody is a blessing.
Yes, no, 100%, man.
That's
All those
true.
dudes back then. No, a lot of people are doing more. It's a different level of business now.
Yeah.
Whole different level.
Yeah.
But I remember back in those days when they were working at the clubs.
Yeah.
And even the guy, you remember, dude, there was and I tell the kids this story too, man. There was a guy, 2 stories I tell people, especially the children. I do kids classes, or kids promotions at different schools, elementary school, high
What's
school.
the youngest you do?
Elementary school, we talk to kids. So what I do is I try to tell them positive stories, positive things, positive education, right? And one of the things I tell them about this kid, we used to come to River Rock with chicken on a Kmart little thing, right? And I don't know who he is, right? I just know-
Kmart, that's just
you know,
old, but go ahead.
Yeah, he got it from Kmart. It's a little cooking, thing you cook from Kmart, what is it?
Like a
roast
grill?
chicken? Yeah, grill, a little cheap one, right? He's out there cooking chicken. Had to give half the money to owners of the club, and half the chicken went to us, the security. He gave us a deal. I'll kick him like $100 or so he's making like $300 a night or something off the chicken. Then it's $500 a night. $500 a night
They offer some
for
chicken.
5 hours. People go to college and make less than that.
Facts.
I'm not saying he didn't go to college. He might have went to college. He got smart. He said, I'm going to sell chicken at the club. The club's open 7 days a week. You're making $500 a week off one grill. Then he got 2 grills. Then he got a truck with a grill that pulls out. Now he's making thousands a night. We're lining up. There's lines of people out there because everybody gets hungry at the club, right? And out there you can get fresh chicken, fresh sandwiches. Then he's got steak, and he's got. And next thing you know, this guy's got a restaurant. But he started a little chicken thing at a club owned by a Pakistani and a guy from India, and everybody got rich. And my point is that
What's his name?
I don't know, but I know he's got a restaurant now. Do you know him? Do you know what I'm talking about? Started with a
I
little chicken.
never knew
And then-
that was that dude.
With another guy was the guy that took Polaroids of dope boys. So dope men. Some dope men. These are men. These are grown men with Coogee outfits.
Coogee.
Yeah, they had a whole outfit in his Coogee shirt. They had Coogee whole hookup down to the shoe that Coogee shoes made. I'm not sure it's a real Coogee, but they made them.
Yeah, fact.
And anyway, and then they also be sleeping them too when they harass us, make mistakes.
Right.
They thought they sometimes took our nicest for weakness. And next thing you know, there'd be a tactical nap of like a pile of Coogee sweaters out there, laid out.
Coogee
Yeah,
sweaters.
these were man, they make good money. Big
Facts.
chains with diamonds on them, and sleeping and snoring out there.
He act like he done be a BMF or something. Man, dog, I'm like, what you mean, man?
I don't know who that was out there.
You said big dope man back then. You
I don't know who they
them
were.
Dudes is?
I don't know.
Them dudes probably
I've been watching-
was them dudes.
I've been watching TV, and I'm like, wait a minute.
See what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Wait a
'Cause I
minute.
mean, you back
Like, is
when,
this
Right, I was like,
these
they were out here.
motherfuckers?
but
I remember
BMF
seeing
wasn't
vehicles
out here
the-
like that though on the River Rock.
The signs. Remember the signs? Promoting different things. I remember thinking, that looks like you definitely are about to go to prison. I said the vehicles, the billboards matching. I was like, I hope that's legit, because if you're not, you are done for. And they disappeared. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, but these guys, man, they would go crazy. The dude comes in there, takes pictures, right? Charge $10 a picture with a Polaroid camera from Kmart. Next thing you know, Kmart was open back then. Next thing you know, this dude's getting like, he's doing like 50 pictures a night. So 50 pictures, $10, $500 a night from a Polaroid, one camera. Next thing you know, he's got a big one, like industrial type. He's got cousins working. Now he's making $1,500 a night. All right, now remember we're open 7 days. Next thing you know, I see him in Sinbad. I mean, not Sinbad.
Rooster Tail?
Rooster Tail. And he's got a whole setup. Got 5 employees, but got the backdrops of Mercedes and chains back there in Detroit. People making money just making backdrops. And this dude is now got 6 printers, 4 cameras. He must be making like 5 G's a night now. And then what happened next?
Making the same thing.
He's
It's
making
like their
thousands.
hustles is off.
Dude,
Really, people got phones now, so
Dude,
that cut. Some
Well, no,
of that out.
right. Oh, 100%. No, you're
They
right.
still had that time period
Right.
where they was flourishing.
Right.
But not just that, man. What you're getting is a big, big picture with frames and everything. Did you have frames?
Yeah.
Who gets a frame picture of the club?
But it's like these. When people don't be together no more, that picture getting thrown in the garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Back
know,
in the
'cause
day, I used to have a whole TV just full of a whole bunch of cabaret pictures and
Yeah.
stuff. And then I watched them turn like to the PP color. Like that white never stayed white. It just got pictures.
Well, now you got to take pictures of it.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of pictures from back in the River Rock days.
Oh, man.
I got a bunch
Big
of
You
combat
still
pictures.
seeing them like when you watch these television shows that talk about the 90s, like the early 2000s, like the BMFs and all of that. You'll see, they still got all the pictures and stuff of everybody.
Yeah.
Because you could I actually work for a company that will take a picture and, refurbish it.
Yeah.
Because you want to put it into, say, a chain or charm or something like that. So they refurbish it and make it look just like how it was back in the day.
That's crazy.
That's what's
What's so funny, man, is now see positive people. Like somebody I met with him. that paid me to be in one of his videos, right? He was like, you was at River Rock?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. He was like, man, y'all choked me out.
Y'all choked me out.
Choked me out, man. We cool. That was cool. Yeah, I deserved it though. But yeah,
I
we was
remember.
fighting and stuff, and then we got choked out. And I was like, okay.
But see, that's
I'm
why I
glad
said,
we cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
you the real deal. When I hear from my uncle's side, then I hear from your side, then I hear from the people who actually, I can't say they was victims, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So it's
no,
kind of
real
like,
positive, man.
it's like, how can you get what I'm saying?
But he be happy whooping your ass, though. It's like a happy ass whooping.
It's more like a father.
Hey,
it's
I'm
like
sorry.
it's like a father trying to teach his son a lesson. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like
It's
love.
worse
but I
because
gotta
he
do it to show
don't,
you.
don't never show anger.
Yeah, facts.
No,
It's always one style.
It got kind of funny. Imagine like some 6th grade kid comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he runs up on you like, man, I'll knock you out. It's kind of funny. You're like, come on, little kid, stop. Come on, man, stop.
Like, chill.
That's how I look at him, like 6'7",
man.
6'7", 300 pounds. I'm like, come on, man, please. Just stop, man. Come on, man. I'll knock you out. Dog, look at you. You know what I do to you? I'll sweep this floor with you. I'm like, come on, man, stop. Come on, man. He said,
They about to crash out on their own.
It's like you
Come on.
already did the equalizer.
Right.
Hit him
My
about
shit.
6 different
And,
places in
dude,
your mind.
Listen,
You got 8 seconds.
It's really, dude. You got one kick, one spin around, one choke out, and then you might be using the bathroom on yourself. I'm trying to stop that from happening. When I kick your guts out, you're gonna be
Right.
mad, and then you'll be upset and embarrassed. I'm
Can't
trying to
breathe.
cut that out. So why don't we just not do that? One dude attacked me who was a pro football player at the time. And this dude was he owned a dealership. I only know that because people were talking to him. I heard him talking to him. He had super suit on. Is it the Nile? Remember the Nile?
Yes, the
Nile was if you were making money,
Yeah.
that's where you went.
Right.
Right? Even if you was making enough to buy $2,000 worth of champagne every night, but then I see you on the news making a statement about what happened at this crime scene. I was like, wow, they pay well at this job. I mean, 2 G's a night.
They pay well.
And he's on there talking
Where
about.
do we go after the Nile?
So this guy comes up to me, right, and I'm trying to talk to him. He wants to attack. He's trying to attack somebody behind me, and so as I come up to him and I go, I'm like, put my hands like this, and he just tries to go straight through me. So I kneed him, took him down, put him out, armbar, took him down, but without hurting him. So at this time, we realized that, that if you hurt somebody in the United States, if they're injured, you have to pay for those injuries. Mm-hmm. So I started developing techniques that specifically do not injure people, but can give you the ability to submit them. Right. This guy's a pro football player who is like 275, 6'5", and solid. And when I took him down, I was like, this dude is solid. So this is the good thing these techniques work. So I'm killed right now. This dude is so mad. He's like, oh, you messed up now. Oh, you don't fucked up now. He took his shoes off. Doesn't help. It doesn't help. He's still like,
Didn't help.
but he owned a dealership. I'm thinking
He
like,
thought-
dude, you own a dealership. You're attacking security when you own a dealership. What are you doing out here?
Man, you know what liquor that was.
Yeah, man, some good.
What
some
was
good-
it? That,
Had to
Not
be.
that good.
I was gonna say,
Had
was it the
to be.
light or the dark?
Had to be.
Gin to make you
It
sin.
mixed with something else, something from the football team.
There you go.
Something from the gym.
Well, you know what? I'm
Right.
glad that you still are happily whooping ass. Because after years,
No, we're on a whole different path now. Listen, man. Now I'm gonna let me tell you something. This is a whole new me. I did a 100. I did a 180. So now I don't believe in righteous violence. I've been cured.
I've been cured.
well, I mean, nobody
So,
messes with you.
That's
on
not
that
true,
level.
man. Well, normally don't. No, seriously.
Right.
But I give an example. A couple years ago, this golfer took our kindness for weakness.
Not the golf.
That's he
A
was out of his
golfer.
league.
Yeah.
Come on
So
now.
at a golfing event in Detroit, I'm not gonna say which one, but we worked the whole week, no problem. At the end of the week, there's a private golf course in Detroit, and the individual decides he is going to spit in my face, throw rocks,
Oh no.
call me the N word repeatedly,
Ooh, yep. Got entitlement written all over it.
and and the only time I pulled a pepper pistol, I was like, look, man, I'm gonna spray you if you throw more rocks one more time. Because he threw rocks like twice. And on the third time, it's about to throw. I said, man, I will spray you in the face, man. Please stop. Just don't do it. Right? And now he's called me the N-word, everything. And spit, man. Little spit, a glob of spit in my
Nope,
face.
that's my weakness.
Oh, man.
It
That's
got
all
shot.
take off.
If you
So,
touch my face or
then-
spit in my face, it's
Hold on.
Saying, dude, listen, man.
What made you not whoop his ass?
First of all, you are spit proof. Every one of you likes being spit on. You just like to choose who does it.
Right,
So let's be
yeah.
clear.
Okay.
Oh,
You-
yeah,
Not
what?
even a little bit, fam.
No, you
Now,
do.
my
You
wife,
do.
my wife spit on me last night. I get it.
People pay to be spit on. People
dog-
pay. They pay good money
But dog,
for
this
people to spit on them.
is somebody throwing rocks, called you the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
You have time right now for our ancestors to take over and really whoop some ass for the 400 years.
I mean, where was the chair at? You didn't have a chair?
Right.
I had a
Little
chair.
fold
I had a
up.
chair.
You got these.
But-
These is the least
old
things in the
fashioned.
world.
Man, listen, I don't need to do any of that, and I could damage that person in a way that he can never recover.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
he could damage my financial condition, and my financial condition is not up for.
He
it's
spit
not
on
up
you,
for-
fam.
I'm spit proof. My spit, that spit rolls
spit
right
got
off me.
COVID,
I don't
AIDS,
care. I don't have
HPV.
COVID. I'm good.
I'm talking
You know
about
why I do
him.
that? A pocket full of money, and I don't need.
Did you sue
I'd
him?
rather no. I'd rather keep my money and
I
keep my
said
freedom.
you sue him.
Oh, you could, but I don't need to do that either. I'm busy. I got things to do.
I'm busy. I ain't
He's
got
like,
all this shit.
This
I don't got time
dude,
for court.
so many. Well, let me tell you the racist story. So the guy breaks into a house. He goes down the block. You know,
It's the golfer.
We get him to leave the golf course and get him to leave the space, and he starts walking down the street. We already called police.
Okay.
Right. And so
So you
police come there.
didn't spray him.
No, he backed off.
Okay.
He's crazy, but he's not that crazy. So that's what I'm saying. He knows there's a limit, right? And what he's trying to do, and this is what I think it really was. I think he was trying to set us up. Mm-hmm. So he didn't hit anybody. He didn't hit me, right? He could hit me. Right? Why didn't he swing on me? Right? If he's so crazy, how come he's acting like he's crazy? And I don't smell any alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So now he really could be crazy. And the video I put it online. So you go on my YouTube, Detroit Threat Management Center. If you go on my YouTube channel, you'll see the video. You can see all that spitting, calling me the N-word. It's all on there, right? But you won't know what the event is, and that's because when you hire my brand, when you hire us, what you're getting is no trouble. You're getting nothing that's going to interfere with your operation. Your club is going to stay open. Your community is going to have high property value. You're not going to have any stories of people getting killed or getting injured on your property or in your community because I couldn't do that legally. But that's not good for your property value. It's not good for your happiness. So if I kill the guy at your doorstep that's trying to kick in your door, true story, guys kicking on the president of GM in one of our communities. We protect the communities we protect in Detroit are extreme upscale and extreme at risk. So we protect everyone. So I start off in the hood, and obviously really poor people, and now we work for the very wealthiest people, right? So Detroit's premier community as well. So about 10,000 families we protect right now, and 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if we use violence, right? And I started thinking this back in the day, and I just didn't know the solutions as well, right? I did try to de-emphasize force. I did try to de-emphasize violence, but I still believed in righteous violence when I started in the 90s. I believed that I've talked to you. I've been nice to you. Now you've escalated. And now I am now building the case to take you to whatever level of force necessary to stop you completely.
To neutralize the situation.
Right, up to fatal force. And the reality is this. If we bring in more violence into the community, you're bringing more violence in the community. That is not helpful to see the kids see that. For the kids to see you torturing people, beating them down, them screaming. And that's what happens. I mean, that's what I was doing to people. They were attacking me and others. I would make them scream. That's what's going to happen. They're going to be screaming and begging for freedom from the pain.
Well,
but a minute ago, they were very cocky.
Yeah.
A minute ago, I'll kill cops. I'm a killer. I'll kill you. You ain't even no cop. You screw. I'm gonna kill you. We gonna kill all y'all. Call police. Call police. Help. We can't do that. What'd you do to me?
Yeah,
Crying.
facts.
But I mean, like,
But wait a minute.
why
a minute
wouldn't
ago,
you
you were
want
killing.
that though?
Why are you crying?
Yeah,
Now here they go
killers
calling
don't
police. Call police. Call police. Wait, sir. You're 280 pounds. 280. In time I weigh 200 pounds. You're 280. You can't call police on me. You attack me. And I had a guy from Gang Squad call me. He was like, "Did you choke out?" I'm not gonna say his name. He was a pro football player from Ohio, and he said, "Man, you can't just do that to him." I said, "Man, let's go to court." Let's go to
Right.
court.
Well, how do a
He's like a
person
monster.
do that,
This
though?
guy's like a monster. He is huge. And guess what? After he choked him out, that guy became a super fan. Everywhere we see him, he's like, Vipers! Vipers! That's Vipers right there. That's Vipers right there. That's my man.
See, like, this
But
shit
when I
work
saw him
for
the first
real.
time,
Yeah, it's real.
He walked up on me. I was dealing with this dope guy in a fuchsia Jeep. Who has a fuchsia Jeep? I never heard of that.
Only gangsters.
This dude had a
Keep that
fuchsia
to
Jeep. He tried to
myself.
run us over. Right? He tried to hit us with the car. And right before that, I told him he couldn't go in this building, right? He was like, "Man, who you talking to?" Rob got in my face. I was like, "Okay, well, that's no problem. Just don't go in this door." So this big dude from the lineman from the football team, he comes up. He's not even related to the situation, but apparently he's the henchman for this dope guy. I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's his man, right? He's like, "I'm gonna go up in there. I'll sweep the street with your ass right now. I'll sweep the street with your ass." I was like, "Sir, now this had nothing to do with you, but since you
Inserting yourself.
yeah, since you chose to chime in, here's what's gonna happen. Now you can't go in the building either." "Oh, bet I'm going in." So he came forward, took down. I'll be sure on my team did the initial takedown. There's a guy on my team that looked like I'll be sure.
Right.
Just
That's the worst thing in the world.
He was
Get
so
taken
nice. He
down
was so
by
nice.
I'll be sure looking.
This dude like I'll be sure, but he's like a Greco-Roman champion wrestler.
But I'm still mad you ain't whooped dog ass from the spit.
I knew you was over there.
And
pondering
he worked.
about something.
Wait.
You
He
can't.
broke in 2 hours. And
He like, wait.
So next scene you see, if you look on the video, you'll see he's on the ground at this house with his feet up, and he's on the ground, and he's like, "Can you help me up?" I was like, "Yeah, I can help you up."
Nah, he was a
Can you give me hug?
Caucasian dude.
Yeah. He's like,
Nah, and how old was he?
European American.
How old was he?
So he said, "Can you about 30?" He said, "Can you help me up?"
30.
Yeah, "Can you give me a hug?" I said, "Yeah, can you give me a hug?" So I get him up, and when I get him up, his arms, I stretch his arm out. And he's like, "Okay." So then his arms like this across my chest. So it's like this.
Oh, shit.
And first it's just like this, right? And he's nothing. And then he tries to pull away.
Yeah,
He goes like
oh,
that.
yeah.
It's a lock. He's like, "Oh, that hurts my arm. My arm is hurt right now." He's on video. He's like, "He's hurting me. That's really hurting. You're gonna put me on YouTube, aren't you?"
Okay, so he would. Hey,
He was gonna try to run away, right? So I gave him the police are fine. They're coming over, right? The police were already there, by the way, during the first.
you let him know what he did,
Yeah.
and they locked him up, right?
That moment after I took him into custody, and then they apparently let him go.
Because he got that cheese. Of course he was about to get
it's
off.
because see,
No.
as him being a black man, they looking at it like, okay, we don't need to further this. Now, if we was out there in St. Clair Shores,
Correct.
it'd been
That's
totally
correct.
different.
That's 100%. 100% correct. And regardless of the video. In fact, when I showed the detectives and officers the videos, like, "Man, you should have fucked him up. Should have
Yeah,
beat his ass."
see what I'm saying?
I was like, "Yeah." But then it was right as I'm done. You be the first person to take me into custody.
Facts.
First person. You
No,
know, he's
he's-
gonna be beating people.
But no, I'm talking about you supposed to
Twisting arms
you
and-
supposed to did the one where you can't show the abuse.
Right? No, 100%. We could, but guess what? No, I got 1,000 techniques. Right? But here's the point. Here's the point. Number one, it could have been a setup. We're just trying to get a lawsuit. Okay, that's number one. So he's just trying to bait you because.
But dog, the Donkey Kong at the top of the head, that's never a lawsuit. You could have
Everything you do
Donkey
is
Konged it.
everything's a lawsuit, man.
The top, I
nothing's
never
good.
heard of top
People
of
can
head
sue you
abuse.
for nothing. You wouldn't even do it.
True.
And guess what? You'll settle out of court because you're going to save money by giving them the 5 G's to pay your lawyer $10,000 to prove you didn't do it.
So it's about money with everything that you're doing because that's what tactical is all about.
It's all about
Tactical
money when
training.
it comes to me. Now, let's say they assault you, right?
Right.
Then it's different. Then I got to take him to custody, period, because he assaulted you and you've been a victim of.
But I'm talking about, I'm
So
assault back.
If you say, regardless, when we take him to custody, if you say you're going to prosecute him, then we're going to take him to custody. Now, if you say I just hit him back and it's done, and we're not,
I'm
we
going
attack
for
you
the
first,
chokeout shit that you be talking about.
well, then what we're going to do is get away from you. So we
You gotta
can't
go
be
to
used-
class.
So we can't be using
I
witness
have been
against
to
you.
class.
You been in his class?
No, I've been to tactical training
But we need to
before.
teach you the law part too.
No,
he
I'm
said.
talking about, see, it's like this.
Civil and criminal law.
I
It's two
feel
different
like
things.
I feel like this. As a person who has been out there long enough and has never went to jail or prison for any violence, I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're lucky.
No, I'm talking about I know what to do.
No,
You
some
gotta
things
hit
luck, man,
people like,
honestly.
see this
There's
little
good-
part
listen,
right
there's good
here?
people- there's good
You
people in
fuck-
prison right now
Beat
that did
somebody
nothing
there,
wrong, man.
all
Remember
right
that.
here.
Absolutely.
You hit somebody right here, it take them out so quick. That little
Occipital
soft
nerve.
meat.
It's in the back. Yep.
People
That's
don't.
correct.
People are trying to hit your face
Right.
and stuff,
No,
man.
no,
I think the,
That's
the
100%
face is
true.
the worst.
And that's why we say, like, so when you're trying to survive, the one thing you don't do is fight like any sports person does. So remember the sport rules and don't do any of that. Do all the rules, all the things you can't do in a sport. The sport says you can't strike here. Sport says you can't strike here. You can't strike here.
Can't eye
You can't
gouge.
strike there.
Yep.
You can't
Chop
strike
you in the
there.
neck
You can't-
real quick.
That's all place to strike. Can't strike
Best
here.
strike ever.
And you
It's
can't stop
over.
that. That's all you do.
Gonna be over here
Can't
like,
bite these. Can't rip these back. You can't. That's all you do.
And my thing is this:
If your life's
you don't
danger.
even, you don't even have to use these. These right here, to me, like when I see somebody knuckle
Yeah.
up, to me, you just
That's
enabled
waste.
yourself.
Yeah, correct. 100%.
You know what I mean? I'd rather be like
Well, I
this.
always-
Real extra.
like I did.
Your fingers in the eyes stop. Listen, pro football, everybody's of every sport, when they get their eyeball touched, I'm talking about like just like that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about actual.
Yeah,
Stop.
grab me at the
That's a
ankle.
wrap.
Stop everything.
So-
He'll stop the
Right.
whole
Ain't nobody
fight.
about to keep going
Pro
after
fighters,
that.
even when
fighters get hit, and they're not getting like gouge, just getting like like that, like just coming forward and like that.
Even what I learned in boxing.
Done.
You know what I'm saying? In boxing, all the rules and stuff. And that's what made me want to do more tactical. I'm like, boxing is cool, and it did keep me
No,
more.
it's a good attribute,
Like
but-
it taught me how to
Discipline.
be one-on-one with a person.
Right.
And you know, because a fight for the average hood nigga fighting is 15 seconds, if even that. And that's a long time for real.
And
So to be able to have that
one-on-one,
endurance,
like each other.
to have that endurance to really.
Nobody knows how to actually deliver energy. So if you don't, you see these dudes who get hit by 15 people and jump up like, yeah, that's because nobody knew how to go through the target. They go to the target. They go real hard, like, but they don't go through the target.
Right.
You don't know how to go through the person.
You
can't
ain't
transfer
doing
energy.
no
But nobody wants to
damage.
really commit because that's also how you get hit.
Yeah.
So you want to stay back like,
I mean, I took us blind at the Blind Pig. I got kicked out the Blind Pig. We shut it down. We got into it with the bouncers, and I hit him in the face at first, and this big Samoan, he ate it. He did. But then I thought about
That's why it's weight
boxing,
classes.
and I went right back down. I said, "Oh, nope." Drop. Gave him 2 guts. Then it was more like, I'm like, yeah, I
You
got
fought
him. You know
at
what I'm
the
saying?
blind pig.
Yeah, we got banned from the blind. I was banned from the.
If
Blind
people don't
Pig.
know what that was really like one of the areas of hip hop where you came to the city, not St. Andrews Hall. This was a place where I'm talking about Jake Dilla, Slum Village, you know, all the
All the
backpack
greats.
boys, Devin the Dude. I saw
Method
so many
Man and them
people
came there, but you know what? They got racist. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't let people hide behind racism. They got racist. Like when we would throw some of the biggest shows from the city there. We'd bring everybody out. I'm talking about, you know, this is whoever was popping in the city would come out there, and they started. She can't come in. Well, what's wrong with her? She looks trashy. They would like literally say that.
Yeah.
This is no lie. You get what I'm saying? He looks like this with a white. Hip hop is white tees and backpacks. What do you mean? You know, so
well, most places, unlike Detroit, they select who they want in their clubs.
facts.
So that's because you want your place to be exclusive. You want it to be special. In Detroit, it was like, they have a different way of doing it. So
Right.
they did over there at Red Rock. You go there, be 400 people outside and 100 people inside. That was smart. Next thing you know, everybody's lining up. They act like it was the last club in the world. I look outside, I couldn't believe it. As far as you can see, it'd be lined up 40. No entertainment in there. $25 a head. How you pay $25 to get into a place with no entertainer in the 90s?
Right.
because you were the actual star. when you walked into a club, people knew who people were just by
Facts.
regularly going there all the time.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Now
true.
tell me this: after all that you saw, far as the club scene, which one would you prefer really to be your best bag? Like more like on the road with 50 Cent, or controlling the community and the clubs and putting people employed?
Oh, no. So we do all communities now. We're doing nightclubs we haven't done nightclubs in years. So we do entertainment venues with the Baltic communities, that when they have concert tours with their stars that come from, my wife's from Bosnia. So her community has these stars, and they come over to this country, and we protect all their concerts here. And
That's
then we've been doing that for like 10 years.
Bosnia is hard as hell, fam.
Yeah, well, it was a war. That's when
Yeah.
my wife came over here from after the war.
That is serious, right there.
Yeah. And so we had to stop. We had to learn a lot about their culture too, because there's ways they would communicate that would start fights. So they would say things about the other group by hand gestures and things like that. So we had to learn those hand gestures and stop that, so they wouldn't be able to start big fights.
Wow.
But they never fought us like that. Like, I think we won those skirmishes one time, and then that was it. They never fought us again. Like, no one ever jumped to us, stepped to us. But the people that tried to replace us one time out there in the suburbs, way out, like 15 mile, whatever. And they tried to replace us with this group. And they have police officers and civilians, right? The bouncers, and they dress similar to us. So some people think it's our clothes. Like, if you dress like us, it's going to be the same. And then it does not work out. So a bunch of people started their own companies after me. So my guys started, a lot of my team members started their own security companies, at least over 30, right? I'm very inspirational, apparently.
Yeah.
But I'm not a hater, man. Look.
No, I get it.
You go and do your own thing, I'm all for it, man. And hope you took the lessons I taught you and
Right.
go succeed and be prosperous, right? And a lot of people did, not necessarily in security though. They did other kind of companies. And they I ran into, I don't recognize because they were so young and so many years ago. But what I'm really proud of, man, is I was able to help people see things differently. A lot of those guys from prison, and they actually never went back to prison, 9 out of 10 of them. And they said that it was because of the training that I gave. Because what we did for 3 hours, at least 30 to 45 minutes a day was me talking to them about how not to be a coward criminal, right? I'm not saying they are. I explained to them psychologically, why do you hate women? Why do you beat women when you're a criminal? I'm not talking to them, right? I'm talking about this bad guys we're dealing with. But really I'm talking to them because they're not going to tell me they beat women,
Fact.
but they're going to say or allow it or support it, right? So I'm going to explain to them why you hate women. You hate women because your mother mistreated you. You hate women because your mother replaced you with boyfriends.
That's
so you
deep.
hate women. You hate men because they were doing bad things to your mother and you. So you hate women and you hate men that look like you from your community. You hate them, right? And that's why you can't be trusted. You're like a horrible, dangerous animal because you'll kill your cousin over a girl at the strip bar. You have no
Ain't that
loyalty to
crazy?
nothing because nobody had loyalty to you. You do unto others as they have done unto you, and it's horrible. And that's why you can't cut the head off the snake in Detroit. That's why we don't have familial gangs, because nobody likes anybody, like the people in that lifestyle.
Hurt people
They
hurt
hate.
people.
Yes, exactly. It's psychology. It's not Negroology. It's not hoodology. It's human behavior 101. You treat people the way you were treated. And so that's why I as I learned more about psychology, I knew that my purpose was, how do we create a safe environment that's free of violence? Because that is the key to getting these kids to not think about violence. But you gotta make them safe. You can't be like, oh, go be safe, but and don't be violent, but you're not gonna be safe. That's not that. You can't do that to humans. You can't say just go accept a lack of safety. That's not right. You don't even want that. You want humans to know you're responsible for your safety. You must fight for your freedom and your safety. You want
Are
them to
you
know
in areas like, say, where it goes down and like
We go anywhere.
Like, have you ever been to Saigon?
We go everywhere and anywhere, any neighborhood, under any conditions.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, we've been everywhere.
Inkster.
Yeah, we've been
Saigon.
everywhere. We've been everywhere.
But I'm talking about, like, when you look at an area like that where the reputation really precedes itself, how do you change that?
You change it by creating conditions. That's a great question. What I've learned heuristically, right, through trial and error, is you have to create a condition where, the violent criminals don't believe there's good opportunity. Good opportunity to get in and get out, number one. They don't believe there's a need to create violence with you or around you. And there's nothing to gain. So if you have those three things, then you can create peace. So you make sure that you're not adversarial. We're not adversarial with the thug animals anymore. So I don't go and tell them anything. I explain to them through demonstration, I'm not your enemy, but violence is our enemy. And if you bring violence, then there's going to be horrible things that could happen, right? But guess what? If you're not violent, nothing's going to happen. You are good. I don't know what you're into, but as long as you're not hurting women, children, old people, you're not robbing folks, raping people, stealing their vehicles, we're good. I don't know what you can do last month. I didn't get involved in the do you deal drugs? I don't know if you deal drugs. I don't care, right? What I care about is the quality of life of the families. So the guys were trying to have traffic in the buildings, for example, when we first started.
Right.
That's not going to be allowed because the kids can't sleep, not because you're making money. I'm happy you're making money, right? One day we'll be legal in the future anyway. I'm from Ann Arbor; it's already legal, right? and crack and everything. I've never been attacked by a crackhead. I deal with crackheads all the time. They've never attacked me. I defeat crackheads with $5.
Period. For real. Like here.
One time I did some crackheads that were trespassing. That were sitting on this wall. They were like, I said, "Gentlemen, I'm sorry. We can't sit." We always apologize. "Gentlemen, I'm sorry. This this is private property. The owner does not want anyone sitting on the wall." Like, man, we ain't gonna move, man. Unless you can kick this out of my hand. So they're up on the wall, right? So I jumped up, kicked out his hand, said, "All right, we out." So you can be creative. You don't have to be mean.
Exactly.
You don't have to be disrespectful, right? And you can create safely is my point. And we can take this to other cities, states, and countries, which is our goal. So you actually have a place where people are trained to do this. It's one thing to say, I want you to go out there and help people, but if you didn't show them how.
Right.
So I took a team to Hurricane Katrina the first weekend of the flooding. So we get down there, they thought we were in charge.
That's crazy.
They thought I was in charge, like I was from the federal government. I was like, and I put one of our team members, we're a multi-ethnic, multicultural organization. And so one of my guys driving, it looks like a skinhead, 6 foot tall skinhead dude from the Army, because he's from the Army and he might have been a skinhead, I don't know. But he's with me, I can tell you what he did was help people, right? Yeah. And he's a true soldier, real good guy. And I put him in the driver's seat of the Hummer. We could not be stopped. I don't care what checkpoint we went to. So, they're like, "Where are you from?" "Detroit Threat Management Center." They were like, "Clear to go." Through every checkpoint, right? 50 miles, you couldn't even get to into New Orleans. They had 50 miles blocked off with National Guard. National Guard let us through every checkpoint. We went in there, SEAL team. You know what I saw in there? I saw Steve Soul Food.
Yeah.
Steve Soul Food was on a secret base off the side of Mississippi, right? in his big truck with chicken and rice, right? Giving it to all the cops. And it was called Camp Katrina. And as soon as we got there, John Travolta and his wife landed in a helicopter. And it's like about 300 officers, all SWAT team officers in this base. When I came there, I saw the helicopter come down, so I started walking towards the helicopter. And then I saw them all looking at me like, "What are you doing here?" And I stood out a lot. 150% I stood out. So I saw the helicopter and I said, let me just keep moving. So I just kept walking to the helicopter. I get there, John Travolta gets out. I shake his hand. They think we're with John Travolta. We're not with John Travolta. Wow. I was like, "How you doing, sir?" He's like, "Fine, where you from? Detroit, blah, blah." He's like, "Wow, great, you're down here." And my point is that you can help. You don't need permission. I was told not to go down there by CERT, which is a FEMA program. I was a CERT trainer, which means I'm supposed to start an organization that's recognized by the United States government, by FEMA, and we're supposed to train locally, our volunteers. I got certified in Oakland County, and what I can tell you is they told me specifically, "Don't go." I didn't ask.
Crazy.
I just want to see their response. They don't know I'm not going to not go. I'm going to go help. Nothing stops me from helping people. And we went down there, and we were there for 70 hours. We in New Orleans, we were self-sustained though. I brought all my own everything, food, water, everything for my team. We ended up staying on the SEAL team base on the side of Mississippi because they wanted. Don't ask why the SEAL team's going in there, but they showed me the kill zones. I have this documented. They showed me kill zones. The Navy person that's there had a map, and he showed me and gave me a copy of the kill zones. And now this is the kill zone for this group, it's kill zone for this group, kill zone for this group. Why do you have a kill zone during rescue in the United States?
Because of the racist people that was over there shooting people.
Yeah, this is a serious problem. And what I found out is that there are there are SARs, search and rescue teams. And these are just civilian people. They got T-shirts, most of them. We have full uniforms on. And these guys, just dudes from wherever out in the country towns, and they have a boat or they have a horse or something, and they just form these groups and they go out and do stuff, right? There's no reason you don't have urban search and rescue.
Facts.
That are people from urban communities. There's no reason you don't have that. So I created one. That's essentially what we are. And we're full time though, so we actually help people 24/7. So I wanted to create an organization that wouldn't be helping you on Thursdays like the guys I thought helped all the time, which was the Guardian Angels. They only worked 1 day a week. I found out they don't work either. It's volunteer, so there's no way you can't sustain yourself off of it. It's not a thing. You just get your stuff on and you go out for an hour.
Right.
And that's what you do. How could that help anyone? I mean, I guess it can help a little bit, right? If you want to go to the store and they come by and you're really old, they're going to escort you to the store. My thing is, why can't we have something 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that simply focuses on protection of you and the families and the people? Right?
That's what the grants is out here for now, right? They got grants set up to where if you keep certain communities like safer this year than was last year, year before, they'll pay your organization money.
I don't know anything about that because I'm not allowed because we're an actual professional organization. So they specifically wrote that grant and said that people like me can't get it. Even though
you knew about it.
Yeah, I found out about it, right?
Yeah.
And so they said specifically security guard firms are not allowed to have it. So wait a minute. So and by the way, you know the only security guard firm ever in history to ever go out and help people free? It's us. There's nobody else. There's no one does community protection.
This is actually a great note because we got to wrap up now, coming to the end. We went from the turning point of Commander Brown to all the stuff you do for the communities. Give us, what do you want people to know before you leave here? Whether it's just one piece of advice.
That you can make the difference. All of us can. So you don't need you don't need permission to do the right thing to help people. That's really what you should be thinking about is how do I make people safe, not how do I use my gun. And so these people out here saying, oh, I got my gun permit so I can go do safety. Yeah. What does a gun have to do with safety? Nothing. Gun has nothing to do with safety. 100%. There's no correlation between gun and safety. I know a lot of people that are dead. They had guns. They had friends with guns standing right next to them. They could bench press 500 plus pounds.
I know people that died with that gun on them.
I'm not saying that they didn't inject something that makes themselves that strong. What I'm saying is they were there, other people had guns, and they got killed by one person. Right? And the gun is not the key. And all they were doing was what we do all the time. We don't get killed. So in our last 30 years, none of my team members have been killed. 6 of us have been shot. We had to stabilize our wounded, transport them to level 1 trauma hospitals. None of us are dead. We've been shot at, stabbed at. No one ever shot or stabbed me, but they tried many times. And I've been very fortunate. The bullets went around me. The knife, I was able to get the knife away from them, whatever it was, but it was very, very close. So the reality is that if you don't have the experience in dealing with these situations, you're not going to know how to do it. You have to pay the price. I had to pay the price. Lots of bloodshed, lots of issues, right? But none of us had to go to prison. No lawsuits ever. Not one lawsuit was successful against me or my organization.
That was a beautiful thing.
And the only person that really tried to sue us was a woman we saved from an active shooter. She had a fiance who she wasn't let come into the condo that night. He decided to sneak in, goes in and shoots a guy I know who owns a security firm who I used to work for in 1993 when I first came to Detroit. And I was a security guard at the warehouse.
Wow.
Where he ran security. And this dude got shot in the bed. My point is, though, that he got shot. And then the lady, came up to the guardhouse. This is at Harbor Town. All right? And the gunman's on the property, going through the house looking for her right now, to the condo. She runs up to the front, and my team member inside there, she hides this woman inside the Harbor Town gatehouse. The guy comes to the gatehouse with a gun to the window. Now, how would my female agent or my male agent at that window, how would they have been safer by having a gun there to have a shootout through this glass? Right? And by the way, when you shoot people, they shoot back 9 times out of 10. Okay? So I've been in a lot of shootouts. I can tell you, they shoot back. We shoot back. Right? So every time we got shot, we were still active. None of us ever got shot and just stopped. And so It's a fantasy from watching TV and not having ballistics experience. And to be honest with you, I didn't have the experience before I came to Detroit. What I had was, I grew up around firearms. I started shooting when I was like shooting the AR-15, which is M16A1, in 1975 or 6. My point is that I grew up around guns and training, but no talk about ballistics. What happens when you get shot? How do you stop someone? What's failure to stop? What happens when people get shot? I didn't study ballistics. I'm like, I know I shoot center mass until they stop, right?
Exactly.
It's not how it goes. And you can shoot them a bunch of times. Like my first team, we got shot 7 times. He fought back after getting shot. He's alive right now, and he was sparring like the next summer. It's awesome.
That's about where you get shot at.
Yeah,
and they don't hit a nerve, or if it goes straight through.
Well, I went through the neck. He got one through the neck. And I was like, that's pretty much it. I never heard of somebody getting it through the neck, and then everything's okay.
He hit an artery.
Just missed it
They
or
did.
something.
In this case, a nurse came out of her house and wrapped him and stopped the bleeding. All right, she just got off ER work.
She had an angel with him. Shout out to her.
And she, yes, right. And we destroyed her car as he was escaping and smashed the car. By the way, no one's ever been prosecuted for shooting us. And we were getting shot at from 1995 to 2000 was the last shooting where they actually hit us. So after that, we got shot a few more times. Then now they stopped. But the way they stopped is we do things differently now. So it's the way we do things that creates conditions where they don't believe they can do this. And that's important. So you use psychology to inspire, not intimidate people. So we don't intimidate people. We find people in the hood at 3 o'clock in the morning. We don't go and say, what are you doing in our neighborhood? We welcome them. So you're in all black in a blacked out hoodie. We come up to you. We film all our interactions. And we say, hey, welcome to the community. And they're like, what? I'd like to welcome you to the neighborhood. You're wearing all black. I don't want you to get by car. So we right behind you, making sure you're safe in our community while you're doing whatever you're doing. Oh, I'm just jogging. I'm not doing no crime. Of course you're not doing crime. Oh, who does crime anyway? So we're just behind you.
Right.
Make sure no crime gets done to you. Right. Okay? It's Detroit. That's 7 Mile right there. Most dangerous street in America according to the FBI. And we don't want you to get hurt, so we're going to be right behind you. Make sure you're safe. You get free bodyguard service when you're out in neighborhoods. You're like, man, for real? Yeah, for real.
That's crazy. So look,
I was just about to steal some packages.
Right. So you think, wait, dude, this 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, there's no packages at 3 o'clock in the morning. They're trying to steal some people.
facts.
These dudes are in there. These dudes are hunting, and now they don't even come around anymore. They don't. We don't have no. If we do, they're like mentals now. But we had real criminals coming into these neighborhoods.
But let's back to that awareness. You build awareness.
Why would you go if you were poor? If you were a criminal, why would you go to poor people's house when you go to rich people's house? You go to rich people's house
Because they can't get into the neighborhood.
Oh, you can easy. Ain't nobody stopping you.
I'm talking about you look obvious. Soon as you cross 8 Mile.
No. In Detroit. No,
Detroit, everybody gonna look like they gonna do something anyway if they walking around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But I'm talking about
anytime.
In a good neighborhood?
Yes, in Palmerwood, Short Forest Golf Course, we would have criminals 24 hours a day. There was no days off. I developed an entire system on how you could go up to people on a public street and inspire them not to actually try to break into houses. Because they were out hunting 24/7, no days off.
Well, Sherwood Forest
for years
is still the hood.
No, we got nothing now.
But I'm talking about it's still.
Oh, it's in the hood, right?
Middle.
All of it is. All of it is in. You go if you look online. This is what happened too. Check this out. So I got called to a meeting with someone of importance, and they said, "Hey, you're doing something wrong. You got to stop it." I said, what do you mean? They said, "You're telling the people in your communities not to call 911. I said, no, that's not true. Oh, it's got to be true because we looked at our stats. We're looking at these printouts here. You see these white spaces? This is a lack of calls. There's no 911 calls. There's no crime.
That's
it's impossible. It's impossible. This is true. So you're doing this and you're telling them not to call us. So that's why we're not getting calls. We're not getting the crime. So we don't know our crime stats. So guess what? What you're doing is illegal because what you're doing is stopping people from letting us know where we need to send our resources.
Interference.
I was like, okay, number one, it is required by contract that you call 911 anytime you suspect this crime before you call us. You cannot call us first. So first thing we ask people is, did you call police? No, I just call you. You can't do that, sir. Please call police right now. Then we go there. If we see criminal activity, we're going to call police right now before we engage. So your house's door is open. We're not going to get out the car right now. We're sitting there in front of the house, lights on, and we're going to now call 911 and say the door is open. We're then going to walk up to the door, and we're going to take our time walking up there, make sure we have the right address that we called to, right? Because you can have your door open, but you're not the actual house we're supposed to be at, right? So we got to make sure that's right. We won't go to the wrong house, ever. So we confirm that. Someone's on our earpiece confirming. Then we go knock on the door. Right? To make sure it's not the homeowner in there. And also, what are we doing? If there's criminals in there, what's going to happen when we knock on the door? And we say, security! What's going to happen? What are they going to do?
Shoot.
No. They don't
Run, flee.
they leave.
I'll be around some different people. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
No, you're not around different people. Anybody's different than that is dead. Because when you create death that's not necessary, you're dead. You're actually getting yourself killed. Smart people, even just have basic common sense, know if I don't have to have a conflict with someone, I go the other way.
Yep.
That's why you do it this way. And that's what? We don't have any problem with criminals. They leave before we even get to them. So people say, why do you have your lights on when you drive to the neighborhood? We have black, all our vehicles are black. Black windows, you don't know if it's male, female in there, how many people are in the vehicle. If we have dogs or not in there, you don't know nothing. You see them from the outside.
It's like the one outside you pulled up.
All blacked out vehicles. And then you see the white strobe lights are super bright. White is super bright. It goes in your house. And they love it. People are so happy. Like, I love when I'm in my house and I see the white strobe lights come through my window. I'm like, wow, that would disturb me personally. But they love it because it makes them feel safe in Detroit, right? What's the number one thing you need? Where you live. I don't care where you live in America. Anywhere in the world. Safety. You can't even sleep when you're not safe.
Safety.
Try to sleep when you think someone's going to rape, rob, murder you tonight. Think about it. Someone's going to rape, rob, murder you tonight. And they say, oh, good night. You're not sleeping at all.
Ain't nothing good about it.
No, the only way you're going to even start to sleep is if you know for a fact I'm not getting raped, robbed, or murdered.
Because somebody's right here watching my back. And
you can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't think of nothing. The homework, if you're not sure, you're not going to get raped, robbed, or murdered. And that's what makes Detroit kids so amazing. Imagine, they know people have been raped, robbed, and murdered, and they still go to school on the same path where people got raped, robbed, and murdered. That's a male superhero. Only superheroes can do that. Most humans be like, I can't go that way. That's danger. I gotta stay this way. But these humans are superheroes. They go to school, they go to college, they write a book, they open businesses. Guess what? If they lived somewhere else, they could have written more books, had more degrees, or whatever they want to do, been even more able to succeed. Even though they already succeeded, they could have succeeded much further had they felt safety in their first formative years, according to child psychologists.
Facts.
So
That's
child
crazy.
psychologists will tell you that when you don't feel safe in your first formative years, you will never reach your full potential. And we still got PhDs coming out of these schools, out of the inner city schools. And not one mass shooting in any city of any school or inner city college, HBCU. Not one. How come? We don't know, but probably because of their safety. Right?
I don't know, they robbed Dion.
They didn't shoot him though, did they?
They took the money in the wallet.
Yeah, that's okay. You can lose that and get that again.
You get that right
give them
back.
everything. And that's what
Yeah, I'd rather that
if
than a
somebody's
mass
robbing
shooter.
you of your
Right.
Cartiers, you give them up.
Right.
You don't shoot into the crowd at the fireworks. Even though they try to say it was a mass shooting, that dude was trying to save his He's trying to save his Cartiers.
At,
That's all he's
at
doing.
the Kansas City hookup.
Dude, exactly, same thing. That's the same thing. They always do this. At Detroit, they were like, there was a mass shooting at the fireworks.
I remember that.
That was no mass shooting. Now you know it's not a mass shooting? How many people died? None. Okay, that's automatically not a mass shooting. Nobody does a mass shooting when nobody dies.
That was
Right.
over CAs.
Yes,
Never
a little
knew
dude, little dudes with nice glasses. And I did ask girls. I was like, so I'm just curious. Do you like dudes with glasses? Because when I was growing up, you was getting no play. And because the death started back in the 90s. These deaths over these Cartiers. So I had a plan. We're going to go to find the fake Cartiers and just saturate the whole community with them. And then next you know, nobody's getting killed.
That's crazy.
That's all you'd have to do. Because you got to tell the fake ones for real ones anyway.
Corner
So
to
you get
market.
all these fake ones
I
out
can.
there. Dude, let me tell you something. The fake ones now are so good.
Dog, I mean, I know I'm a Cartier dealer.
Oh, I got into the science of it, dude. I went into the nose bridge, the thing
ain't
here.
even about
What do you do? What is that? How do you
It's
know?
about the numbers matching the box.
Facts.
Yes,
And
but
it's about the fake ones have France and Italy on it. How you got two different distributions?
some don't though. Some don't though.
Well, I mean, the ones that only got one, they tend to have big ass letters instead of the small encrypted ones that you're supposed to have.
Dude, they got
I mean, I
so
see
good.
so many.
I
Well,
know,
I know,
I
it
know.
is some
I'ma
good
show you something,
replicas.
too. I wanna
There's
show
some
you
good
something.
replicas, but when I went to Somerset, I had to keep my glasses with them, and they looked it up. by Cole. And at first I wasn't even too hip to this. And then he's like, okay, cool. Oh, really? And I'm like, all right, bet.
That's good. That's good.
Then they fixed
everything
them.
with the box
Because they don't want to touch them if it's not authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Because I needed the screw replaced. So they don't want to touch them if they're not authentic.
Dude, they have every.
Well, I put the Cartier screws in the fake ones.
Do you?
Yeah.
You said forget it.
I mean, because they all built the same
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
It's just that, see, if you're getting them from me, then you're getting a certificate, you're getting a warranty. They sell fake Cartiers everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just that.
And the good one, the fake ones now look so real that we took it to some eyeglass places, they couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, but you know what? I swear. How do you only like one pair of Cartiers is the problem. Everybody wants the buffs.
Yeah.
Like these are Cartiers.
Yeah.
You got big C's, small C's.
You got the woods.
How do you?
Only the ones.
This is a serious question here. How do you secure somebody with some Cartiers on? Like you said, like you're guarding 50 Cent, and you know he got on some like $20,000 glasses.
Oh, dude, these when I was with them overseas, by the way, everybody gets attacked in Paris. I don't know if everybody knows that. Everybody has been robbed in Paris.
I've heard that.
Okay,
Also hard.
because the Africans they're deep and
French.
they are cutthroat. So not only they beat up the security, not me, they beat up the security because they were. I don't know what these dudes do, but we know the law everywhere, right? So you study the law. So these dudes are doing this thing. I don't remember this back in the day. So girls would take pictures or whatever of the star, and the security would come and take the picture, to take the camera. You better not take these African people's camera. They grab some African girl's camera, the security, 50 census people, grab the camera from the girl. 20 African dudes just rushed the stage, Nigerians, and they beat up the security, fucked them up, man. We were out in the parking lot in the dark in the back. I had Fab in a vehicle, in a van, and in his bag, he had hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million worth of real jewelry. It's real, though. Like, this is real. Like,
And that's fake here.
Yeah, and no one knows the difference. You should have fake on the road like that, real in the vault.
Yeah.
But this is real, right? And so these thugs know it. In Paris, I didn't know there was thugs in Paris. I thought everybody in Paris was like Europeans,
Right.
Europeans from Europe, right? These are Africans, and the whole parking lot looks like Detroit. And I'm in the back lot by myself, right? But I'm in a full, I got my earpiece, right? Yeah. And so there's one dude. There's everybody in there, everybody in the crowd. So imagine a dark parking lot behind Joe Louis or something like this, like that. Big venue in Paris, and it's kind of dark, right? There's not enough light. And this dude is standing there, like old dude with a bald head, like old African dude with a flowery shirt on. He's about 60, right? But you can tell he's rough, right? Like people want to do it. Like nobody want to mess with this dude, right? I can tell he's a leader of something. So. Oh, and out in the crowd, you got these other Nigerian dudes, and they got these backpacks on, and they're tall and they're big, and then everybody was like a high school kid, like 100 high school kids and 5 men, and I'm looking at these dudes like I can see you, like I can see all 5 of you, right? And they're all looking at each other, looking at the old man, and the old man's like, looks like you want to talk to me, so I told everybody, so I put a line in there in the parking lot, do not cross the line. No, everybody like, oh, and so the dude looks at me, and goes, you're in Paris, it's very dangerous here. I was like, oh no, I'm from Detroit, it's very dangerous there. He was like, oh, Detroit, I've heard of Detroit. I said, yeah, so he goes, where is your team? I said, where they need to be. What is your gun? I have everything I need, I promise you. I don't see your gun. I have everything. I promise you I have everything I need. He was like, it's dangerous though, right? I'm from Detroit, right? So I looked over he starts looking at these guys, right? And I could see them nodding their heads. He kind of like backed off, right? And so
He was about to be on something.
yeah. And so so who was the one person who stepped up to cross the line? Who was it?
No.
Sade.
Sade?
No, she looked like Sade.
Okay.
And I like Sade, so this was hard. So I step over the line. We are hard. We are from Paris, and we are hard. We're not scared of you. We are tough here. I was like, first of all, you like Sade, so I'm not really scared. But I do think you look very nice right now. So I'm really having a hard time being mean. But I really need you not to cross this line. Because if you cross this line, these other 100 are going to come across the line. And she was like, don't you talk to me. Don't say nothing to me. I was like, okay, I try not to, but please don't cross the line. She's like, I will cross the line. I will cross the line. Her legs in the air. I was like, don't do it. She's like, I will. I'm not scared of you. You are in my country. We're not scared of you. We are Perry. We are hard. We are hardcore. I was like, okay. Just don't do it. She was like, I was like, please don't. I backed her up. She kicked the shit out of me. I still have a scar on my leg right now.
She kicked the shit out.
I was bleeding. She kicked me. I started bleeding. She gave me these boots on. The whole crowd, nobody's doing nothing. There's all these dudes out there, they don't do nothing. The one person is Sade. She's about 5 feet tall, and she has just cut me. She is not having it. She's like, you don't come to my country and tell me I can't do what we want to do.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. So I had to influence her to please not do that one more time, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't take another one. So I said, don't do that. She's like, ow. I was like, please don't kick me again. If you kick me again, I will have to drop you. I'm serious. Please don't do it. She was like, I think about it. Don't do it. Man, it was close. The girl, only the female. 100 dudes out here. Nobody does it.
But that doesn't surprise me, fam.
Yeah.
I don't know why it surprises you.
It's same thing in
like,
Detroit.
you say females like that, and I'm over here like that. Nothing surprises me about females.
Then we cut a crowd. We'll be cutting a crowd. Hundreds of people are crushing. We're cutting the crowd, pull everybody back. All of a sudden, don't touch me. My dad said, don't nobody touch me. I was like, ma'am, you're going to stop crushing, back up. Don't touch me. All the dudes out here. Dudes, it's me.
Scared.
Pushing them back, nothing. The girl is like, if you touch me one more time.
They be ready for that action.
Oh, my God.
Look.
Dude, you can't be fighting girls.
No.
You cannot be fighting girls.
I would never touch a woman.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I'm telling you, you'll be in court looking stupid.
Some of these hoes out when they act up, fam. They got the devil in them.
You know why? Because you had no phones back then. Now do that now. You'll be
don't make no difference, fam.
Foolish.
You gonna let somebody
grab
spit
the phone
on
and
you.
smash
You
it. Ain't
gonna let
no
a woman
bitch.
stab you and punch you and kick you, fam.
Look,
So a lot of people shooting me, stab at me, and we're still cool later. I'll tell you next time.
I'm gonna hold you
dude tried to kill me, and then we saw each other. I just saw one dude try to kill me.
That's crazy.
He shot at me on 3 different occasions. He shot at me, and I see him 15 years later, and we're cool.
Listen,
East side.
it go down. That's all I'm gonna say. We here with the famous Commander Brown. I'm gonna say community activist, leader, protectionist. Unity protectionist.
Yes.
Okay. And just all around great mogul. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. Trendy Ass Podcast. Foolish. What up, though?
Shout out to all our sponsors again. Link in bio.
Link in bio.
Thanks for having me.
You got anything to say today, baby?
I don't. Just go and get this training, because this world is crazy.
We got to. That's another one.
Yes. About everybody, because
So
what
before
we're
we
going to share
leave-
with you are the things that you really need to know. I got some facsimiles with me now. We're going to do some stuff right
I want to do a video
Very
like
important to
say.
save your life, man. Really simple stuff.
We need you to show us how to stop somebody from trying to, because I see they got this flash mob thing. It's popular right now.
Mm-hmm.
How do we stop even just somebody stealing an Albertson code is what we about to go do.
Well, for a facility, what you do is you build multiple doors with magnetic locks so that there's no way to get in and get out, no perceptible way. So you use the locks to control entry, which means they now know I can't get out, which means they're not going to try it. You use 3M 12 millimeter, 14 millimeter film, so they can't even kick their way. You couldn't even use a sledgehammer to get out. In fact, if you shoot it, it still won't fall out. You just put little holes in it, but it's still there. The film holds you. And the point of that is you dissuade someone from believing they can try and they won't try, as long as you defeat the belief system. But if you don't defeat the belief system, you actually encourage them. So if you don't share with them how to stop if you don't share with them your strategy to stop them from getting to Al-Wassam and stealing the things here, they'll actually try. So you want to dissuade them out of the parking lot. And it's way to do that, to convey that message. You can't do it here. They won't do it.
Egg poops also work.
Oh my, I'm done. Yo, Trendy Ass Podcast. Y'all know what time it is. Young Rod, we out.